Beautiful. Oh, and it was.
Bravo, bravo. Encore, encore. The house itself was built by William and Ida Scheffler. It was finished in 1909. They immigrated to this area, she with her family, and William immigrated later. His immediate family had already immigrated from Germany. They met, decided to get married, fell in love, and they moved in with 3 boys and 1 girl. There was Teddy, Adolph, Robert, and then their daughter Louise was the youngest. It's like walking into their home and they've said, oh, we just finished supper. Why don't you just walk around? We'll go for a walk. Take your time, look it over.
Hi, I'm Ronald Wilkins, and this is Mission Municipal. And in today's episode, we are proud to have Miss Sue Wadkins here with us, who is the director of the Hillsboro Museum. Miss Sue, if you could tell the public how long you've been here with us.
Well, about 20 years ago, I was invited to be on the museum board. So that was how I got started. When I was trying to remember the other day how many directors there have been just in my time and experience with museums, and I've counted 3 so far.
Okay.
Maybe 4. 3.5. And so when the position came available to work for the city of Hillsboro at the museums, I applied because basically that was what I've been doing for quite some time anyway, painting, cleaning, helping with tours, especially when there were like the kiddos from the school. I got in trouble once because after we had visited the mill, I gave all the kids a baggie with wheat. The bus driver did not like me after that. Now, when William and Ida finally decided to do some traveling, they did go back to Europe and visited family and friends. They did go to Paris. I've never found any documentation as to who brought that back, but it's the Louvre, Notre Dame, and the Arc de Triomphe. So I have my own imagination about the romance of its origins. The pocket doors still work. I love them. They're gorgeous. That organ is actually not original to the house, but it belonged to John G. Hill, founder of Hillsboro. And John and William were very good friends.
What is this on the table here?
This would be where you would turn the valve to turn on your gas. You would light your wick, and then that's how you would turn on and light your gas.
Okay.
And then when you wanted to turn the lights off, you just turn off the gas. This is a German pipe, a decorative German pipe. During the day, it's a photograph. You come home, you've got your mail, you've got your reading materials, and you unhook it, place your reading materials in here, and then you could always go to it.
Okay.
Many years ago, there were people who put together a book of information on what to share during a tour. And so I was familiar with that. In our office, we have lots and lots of books with the history of Hillsboro, history of Marion County, history of the small towns surrounding, and the people. When I have some downtime, depending on the weather and what's going on that time of year, there's always references to be able to share with. And I always like the ones that are the not common information.
Yeah.
What I call, I did not know that, because there's so many different stories of the people that came here from all walks of life, from all different parts of the world. And we've had people from all over the world literally come to visit us
Really?
for one reason or another,
Hmm.
whether they've had family here or they're on a quest to find information about their ancestors. It's just amazing the people I've met and visited with. Everything in the house is original as far as the design and the structure. The only things that have changed in this house since it was built is it is now on city water, city sewer, city electric, and city gas. Louise's grandson, Keith Ebel, said that this room is the room where she gave birth to both her children. So it was also a birthing room.
Wow.
And that's their actual Victrola. Don't you just love the thickness of the records?
Yeah.
Huge. So this is wood. This has been hand painted, lead pencil drawn, and if anybody ever tries to wash it or clean it, I will come back from the dead and I will haunt. To pretend she had a fireplace.
Oh.
This is primarily made from linseed oil and sawdust, and then it was run through like a press and a die. So this looks like leather, and it's very, very unique to touch because you can feel all the different. Yeah, go ahead and give her. You can feel all the different lines,
Yeah.
everything. It's gorgeous, and it's original to the house. Well, I would love to know about you and how you came to the position you are in and your background.
Okay. Well, I'm actually from Tennessee, born and raised there for majority of my life. I actually came to Kansas in my senior year of high school. My sister and her husband, they were stationed up at Fort Riley, and I came down to visit, and I just enjoyed Kansas and moved up here, finished out my senior year, graduated, started off at K-State, and then I transferred to WSU. I finished out my degree in medical laboratory science. Now I work in hospital labs, so that's what I'm trained to do. So whenever you go to the doctor's office and they take your blood and it goes back to the lab, that's what I do. So
Oh,
yeah, I give
yay.
the doctor your lab results and help them with diagnosing different conditions that are going on and just help them monitor your health.
I had 20 years of EMS
Mm-hmm.
before I came here. So for me, that,
Yeah.
yeah, you perked my interest.
We moved to Hillsboro in 2021 because we were living in Manhattan. And I won't forget, I was officially done living in big towns where it was fake Patty's Day, and I just wanted to go get some food. And just the amount of traffic and the people just running back and forth in the streets and just acting crazy. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to live in Manhattan anymore. I don't want to live in a big town anymore. And my wife, her family, they're all in Bel Air. That's where she's from. We wanted to be closer to her family because we were having kids. And so it was important for both of us that they can see their grandparents and their grandparents can have a relationship with them. So we want to find a compromise between not living in a big town but not being too far away from Bel Air. We found Hillsboro. They had an opening up at the hospital, and I applied. And I don't actually work there anymore. I'm now working in McPherson. I guess here we are now.
Oh, that's great.
Almost
You
5
have to
years
bring
later.
the kiddos here.
Yeah, no, I will. I have to keep them away from the toys though, because that's what they're immediately gonna want to gravitate to. So
What is their favorite thing? Like, do they like the park? Do they like the water park downtown?
yeah,
Things like that?
yeah. Well, my kids are 4 and 2. Well, they're turning. My daughter's turning 5. Son is turning 3. And they love the park. They love the splash pad and the pool. they kind of just love all the different amenities that we have. My daughter recently has been asking to go bowling. Keep trying to find a time to take her bowling because I don't think it's going to be what she thinks it is.
Well, as far as I
So,
remember, they have child
yeah, they do
size
have
bowling
they
balls,
have the balls
and
and they
then
have the
the
rails that come up, that the guide rails. So, I mean, it'll be fun, but I just feel like she's not going to knock down the pins that she thinks she will, and then she'll be
she
done.
might
I
surprise
mean, that
you.
is true. So, yeah, no, we're next thing will be to take them bowling. So,
Oh, how fun.
yeah.
So when you did come to Hillsboro then, how did you find the community as a whole?
Honestly, when we were looking for homes, we looked in Peabody, we looked in Marion, we looked in here, and my wife said that when we were in Hillsboro, she could just, and she's one of those people that can like feel like different vibes or whatever. And she just said that the vibe in Hillsboro was just, she said, very open, very welcoming, that she did not feel in the other two. And I said, okay, well, we'll look for a house. And it's a decision that we don't regret. One of the
Yeah.
best choices that we made was coming here
Oh,
because
good.
it's a fantastic community and everybody, just works together, and just the amount of camaraderie between everybody, and it's just amazing.
Even
Yeah.
when we have arts and crafts fair day,
Hmm.
my husband was just so amazed that there's all these people, thousands of people.
Hmm.
But on Sunday morning, you wake up and you have no clue that there were thousands of people in town.
Yep.
Everybody pitches in, takes care of what needs to be done, and it's just life back to normal the
Yep.
next day.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and it's, how do I describe it? I almost feel like being here kind of reminds me of like the hospitality that I felt when I was in the South, that I didn't get in Manhattan. That you probably wouldn't get. I mean, there's still those people in those areas, but just how widespread it is through Hillsboro, I don't know, it's just amazing. It's palpable.
Good, good, good.
So,
The dining room. So in the medallion, the center is leaves, and that depicts the beginning of life, the Garden of Eden. Then you see, it looks like the pretzels.
hmm.
That depicts the crown of thorns worn by Jesus on the cross. And then the scallops are the triune God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And the rays are God's love into the universe. This is the canning room. So if you look up at the ceiling, you'll notice that there's the tin roof, and it's curved in 3 different rows.
Hmm.
That was to maintain humidity and constant airflow. This is your cold room. Go ahead and look in those books. You have to see those. Those are the things that were from Ida's part of the mercantile. She sold patterns, material, hats, gloves, ladies' notions, children's ready-made wear. She did the clothing part. William's part, the groceries, the grocery store part, any kind of things that you would need for your home as far as maintaining your home.
Miss Sue, could you also kind of delve into some of the misconceptions about the preservation of rural history?
A lot of people think that maybe it's one of those situations where you just bring things and donate. But there's a lot that goes with it. We have to have forms that we fill out. We have to document who donated it, give a great description and the dates, and keep track of. Then each item has to be numbered and filed so that we have that record. We have 2 big 3-ring binders that have cemetery information for the cemeteries in this area. And it's amazing how many people will come in and need that information as well for doing their family history, their ancestry. So we can tell them if we have an idea of what cemetery they are buried in, or even just the general location.
Yeah.
And then we can send them to that particular plot, and it's there.
Oh.
They can go see their headstones.
That's interesting. Yeah,
so that's always fun to try to help people find that information. Like I said, those books were put together before I got here. So kudos to the people who did that. That was a lot of work. And then I still have 2 individuals who bring me updated information every now and then, because with people passing, of course, there's additions. So it's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
I always did like a mystery. There is a story to this. When William was living here and Bob, I had already passed away, my dad was a barber. We went to church with them, so it was just one big neighborhood. William's health started to decline. Bob would call my dad and ask him to come over and give William a trim and also a straight blade shave. So my dad came over and he would give William his haircuts and shave in the kitchen chair, but he didn't like it. So William bought a barber chair, and my dad actually gave William his haircuts and shaves in the barber chair. Years ago, I spied it in the carriage house, and it was under a pile of trash and dirt and debris. So with the help of some really great people and a forklift, it came back in here, and I cleaned it up. It took almost a month. I took a photo of it and sent it to my dad, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, it's my barber chair." And he said, "Is it still between the window and the back door?" Yep, I remember. When my dad did come back to Kansas a few years ago, I do have a photo of him standing next to the barber chair.
Well, Miss Sue, my last question is going to be, at the end of the day, for you, what do you find the most rewarding part?
I think for me personally, it is the ability to share the history, because what we have here, you don't always find in a book. Listening to my visitors, they have stories, they have experiences, they have the genealogy, and so it's a give and take, and that's what I like.
Thank you for being here, for being a part of this, and opening it back up so that everyone can experience the whole picture of the Scheffler house.
You're welcome. I've enjoyed it. It's like I'm coming home all the time. So
I'm Ronald Wilkins, and this was another Mission Accomplished.